a young girl tripped and fell. Her tea spilled all over the face of a spoiled rich kid. She immediately dropped to her knees and begged for forgiveness. But the man demanded her finger as compensation. His guard pulled out a blade, aiming right at her hand. No one dared to step in, because Jack was the son of the local official. He ruled the town like a tyrant, and his father was even worse, corrupt and merciless. The villagers once stopped his carriage. They offered everything they had, just to keep their land. But Jack sneered at the small sum. He ordered the man's head cut off on the spot. That day, David stepped out from the crowd. The guards rushed him with drawn swords. Meanwhile, inside the tavern, the girl's finger was about to be severed. That's when John stood up. He shouted at the thugs, "All you do is prey on the weak." The guards charged at him. John's blade flashed. In an instant, one man's arm hit the ground. David, outside, finished off the other guards. He even scooped up the gold from the dirt as payment. But then, Jack himself blocked John's path. With a smirk, he bragged, "My father's the top official here. Cross us, and you're dead." John didn't flinch. He walked right up to Jack. With one stroke, he sliced the blonde tuft off his head. Jack broke into a cold sweat, but still pretended to be calm. He threatened that his father's top fighters were already on their way. John only grinned wider. He declared he'd wait right here and count the time with Jack's fingers. The guards ran off to fetch reinforcements. But just then, David walked in. He was the same man who had saved people on the road earlier. John mistook him for one of the summoned masters. Without waiting for an explanation, he raised his sword. The two clashed fiercely. Their skills were evenly matched. Steel rang out across the tavern. Suddenly, the man with the severed arm returned. He set the tavern ablaze. The fire roared, threatening to swallow everyone whole. Even with their strength, John and David couldn't fight the flames. When they woke, they were tied up tight. Jack had burned alive in the fire. His father swore vengeance. He planned to torture the two men to death. By the next evening, they were dragged to the execution grounds. Crowds gathered, waiting to see heads roll. At the same time, the tavern girl made her rescue attempt, but time was running out. The executioner raised his blade. At the last second, John kicked the sword away. David broke free from the ropes. The two fought like lions. Before they escaped, they made a pact. "Once we're out, we settle this fight between us." They cut through soldiers, 10 at a time. They even killed the arrogant Jack's father. But more and more enemies poured in. It was almost impossible to break free. Then the girl appeared again. She lit 2 bombs and hurled them to the ground. The blinding flash lit up the night sky. In the chaos, the 3 made their escape, but the official soldiers were still on their tail. Can they really survive the hunt?